This is a video from eSkills Zone. For more videos, notes, and certificates, please visit www.eskillszone.com.
Hello and welcome. Hi viewers. Today in this video we will discuss and we will write some various steps necessary to find density of a solid cylinder. So first of all, it is actually a training practice for designing an algorithm and then flowchart and then writing a program. So how the problem is solved actually. So we'll discuss today in this video. So first of all, we must know the density of a solid cylinder, the definition of it. So we'll write it that the density of a solid cylinder is equal to mass of a solid cylinder divided by volume of a solid cylinder. So this is how you define a density. A density is actually defined as mass per unit volume, or you can type it equal to, in other words, m over v. So m stands for mass and v stands for volume. So this is the basic definition of a density. That is what we are going to calculate and define by writing the necessary steps. This basically, I just told you before that a practice for designing an algorithm. So first of all, the first step which we are going to write is, first we will write find mass of solid cylinder, for which you are going to calculate the density of it. Second step will be find volume of a solid cylinder, that is, you can type pi r square here. The value of this is the pi value. So you can go from this symbol and can insert from there. Now we can use this pi symbol over here instead of writing PIE pi. So pi is actually the value, constant value, and we're gonna write over here pi r square. So this is the basic actual formula for which one can calculate the volume of a cylinder. So you can type pi r square h. This is how we're going to use this formula. So first of all, the volume can be calculated by using the formula pi r square h, where r is the value, is the radius actually, and h is the height of the base of cylinder. This is how we can define all these values. H is the height, r is the radius, and this is the basic formula from which we can calculate the volume of a cylinder. Now we will again need to find the radius, so we will write this step to find the radius of the base of cylinder, and the next step is find. So these are all necessary things which we must need in order to find the density of a solid cylinder. The height, the radius, and pi is a constant value, is 3.14159, which is a universal value, it's a constant. So we can type over here like where pi, or you can type the symbol as well. instead of writing pi. It is known as pi. Pi is the constant and its value is 3.14159. Now we'll be typing and we'll write that find. After finding the radius of the base of a cylinder, we will find the height of cylinder. These are all necessary values we must need. And now the final step is, since now after finding the radius and after finding the height, now we will divide the mass of the cylinder. The first step will be, viewers, is the finding the mass of the cylinder. After that, we must need the formula how to calculate the volume of a cylinder. For this we must need the value of pi, which is constant. You can see over here 3.14159, and here R stands for radius and H for height, so we must need the radius and height as well. Now after having all these values, now what we will divide the mass. In the step here we will type divide mass of solid cylinder by volume of a solid cylinder. This is how we're gonna find the density. But in order to, this is the final step which through which we can calculate, as we already discussed over here, the definition of and the formula to calculate the density of a solid cylinder. This is how we can calculate. But for this we must need the volume, we must need the mass. We can find the mass of the solid cylinder, but for finding the volume we must need this formula is used to calculate the volume. Since this formula contains R and H, so we must need to find out the values of radius and height. Now this is the final step which we are going to write and discuss over here, is that divide mass of a solid cylinder by volume of a solid cylinder. This is the final. I'm going to highlight over here because this is the only difference. It means that division is being made over here, being performed by dividing the mass by the volume of a cylinder, as the formula is, which we discussed above, is density is equal to mass over cylinder. You can call it mass per unit volume or mass. This is the formula. So I'm gonna type in the bracket and gonna highlight and bold it for your better understanding. Now the next step is we're gonna type here this like this. And the last step will be, viewers, is to print the density. Actually we are doing and learning programming, so for this you must first understand how to write simple procedures in English, and then design an algorithm, and then drawing a flow chart, and then writing a pseudocode, and in the end we type exact computer program in any high-level language, which can be translated further to a low-level language to find out the required result. So we will type print density. So this is the final step through which we can display the total density by using the print statement, which is used to display the result of the output. So this is the basic we have learned today, the basic steps, the various steps which are needed to find out how it is actually calculated, the density of a solid cylinder. These are all the necessary steps we have discussed today. I hope that they are useful for learning the concept, how to write the steps, and then design an algorithm, and then draw a flowchart. You can now also draw a flowchart. We will discuss in the next video how to draw a flowchart for the same. So we will be using some specific symbols through which this volume of the density of a volume of a solid cylinder is calculated. So that's all for today, and thanks for watching my video.